Everybody, let's get this meeting started. This will be the Commissioners Court meeting, November the 12th, 2025. Let's all rise for the invocation, please. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all your blessings, Lord. We thank you for giving us the strength and the wisdom today as we go about taking care of the business of the taxpayers and citizens of Brewster County. We thank you for all you provide in Jesus' name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. All right, good morning, everybody. Morning. Let's start with number 4. It's just going to be the minutes for the Commissioners Court meeting of October 28th.
Refresh my page and see.
I think it was here. You were, yeah, I think you were out.
Yeah.
Somebody else gonna do it.
They're not attached on yours either.
No.
Do you have a copy of the minutes, sir? Ma'am?
You
You're right. I'm supposed to. Extensive review.
Make sure your own name is spelled right.
Yes.
I move to approve the minutes as presented.
Motion?
I'll second.
Motion is second. Discussion? All right, all in favor of approving the minutes of October 28th, say aye. Any opposed? Okay. All right, number 5, public comments. Any public comments this morning? Compliments, of course, come to the judge. Complaints go to Jim Westerman today. No complaints. Yeah.
Or, yeah, it's a good day.
All right.
This is good news.
Number 6, recognitions and announcements. Anything this morning? Ruben, anything for Marathon?
No, we had that grand opening for the library.
Oh, yes.
Was pretty well received. They're doing awesome, did an awesome job with it, and gals did good. Looking for
Absolutely.
the funding and
Uh-huh.
to get it all done.
They have now lost their status as the smallest public library in Texas,
Who is this?
the Marathon.
Oh,
It's,
Marathon.
they're small. They're not the smallest. I don't know
Titles
who
up
is.
for grabs.
Oh, there's somebody else.
Even smaller now.
Really?
Well, they enlarged it, but 3-4 times its original size.
Yeah.
You know, when I came into office, I just assumed libraries were a thing of the past. We've got 3 great libraries in Brewster County.
We do.
Alpine, Turlingwood, and Marathon.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And they've raised over $1 million in Marathon for a library.
Right.
They did an amazing job. I can't wait to see what they do at the museum.
Yeah. All right, anything else, Sarah? Turlingwood? What's happened? Chili cook-off is over.
Chili cook-off is over.
Bring couches or cars.
No, I haven't seen any problems of that nature. I do know the pee-off. I know everybody laughs when I say that, but the
Blackout.
black-eyed pea cook-off is coming up on New
You might want to be able to-
New Year's Day. I think it's the 35th annual. I think it started in 1990. So it's one of my favorite events of the year,
That's right.
and it's a charity.
Well, in the old days, the Turlingwood, Melinda remembers this, the cook-off would always leave us a burning couch or a burning car that we had to haul off and put out.
I believe
So they don't do that anymore.
the Tolbert cook-off brought in like a record-breaking amount of money in donations this year, and they made their annual contribution of $114,000 to the ALS Foundation, as well as donations to Turlingwood School and Turlingwood Fire and EMS.
The Turlingwood Farming was at 6,000.
6,000. I was going to say that, but I wasn't sure if the number was right.
That's awesome. So that's just from the original cook-off. So Cassie will come in with another, let's say 4, so that's 10 for the fire department.
Right.
Good.
It's awesome.
Okay, Jim, anything on your end?
No, sir.
Your shooting thing went fine the other day, the fundraiser, so that was good.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on to number 7. We're gonna have a short presentation from the U.S. Census Bureau this morning. about the 2030 census,
We don't need to raise from those.
please.
I apologize, I've been talking too much, so my voice is, I'll try not to do that today.
You were yelling
You can just-
loud at the Missouri.
Just sign it.
I've designated make plans to watch that PT game.
Yeah.
We're taking them, we've been very nervous when we start getting like, do you guys have any questions?
Yeah, I just assumed us be 1-9, not 9-0.
Okay, so good morning. Thank you guys for having me. It's fun to be here. I was actually in a bunch of the places we were just discussing. So I was in Terlinga yesterday, where Sarah, I heard I just missed you. And I saw the P signs when we were putting up employment signs and we laughed and had no idea what it was, but it was enjoyable. And we were in Marathon yesterday at the new library. So we've been making the rounds in the county, in the 4-county area that we're doing a test in. So for the 2030 census, we do 2 major tests to make sure that we know what we're doing and that all our operations are going smoothly. So this is the first one, and this is definitely the biggest one. So we have 6 different test sites. The paper on your right has that, and this area is one of them. So we have chosen Pecos, Brewster, Presidio, and Jeff Davis to do a test in. And we chose you guys because it's a hard place to enumerate people, right? I just heard them talking about trilingual roads. There's a lot of very diverse housing units that not only the people are mobile, but the housing units are mobile. Everything is very spread out. In the 2020 census, we had like a 29% response rate online here compared to like 70% throughout the country. So we're really looking to see how we can do better for the next census. So this is just a test. This is not going to actually change your numbers for either reapportionment or funding, but it will make sure that we're ready to do it better in 2030. So it's coming up quick. Ironically, this project started on October 1st, the day the government shut down. So that's been a fun process. So we're a little behind on things. But right now our biggest push is recruiting. So we are looking to recruit, and everybody has a specific look when I say this number. We're looking to recruit 400 people within the 4-county area. And we're actually finally getting some momentum. We're picking up. Thank you for all of the introductions. That's been really helpful. So we're looking to recruit people that are willing to work evenings and weekends, because usually they're following up with a household that didn't respond either because we weren't able to get them a questionnaire or a postcard to do the census, or because they just didn't fill it out. So we're going to follow up. As you guys know, this area is really big. And so when we're sending people out, especially when it's so many housing units, it's a really labor intensive thing, and it's a really time consuming thing too. So that's why we're looking to recruit so many people. We're actually starting hiring next week. We're starting putting the supervisor in place so that we have those, and then we'll start the mass hiring of enumerators in January. So we have a pay rate in there. Our pay is pretty competitive here. We were testing that too to make sure that we felt that we could get our recruiting numbers high enough. So for census field supervisors, we're looking at almost $33 an hour. And then the numerator is the lowest at $29.75. So about $30 an hour. We have paid training. We have not finalized the training plan yet, but we expect it to be around 25 hours. We also obviously pay for we reimburse for mileage and things like that. So we're hoping that the pay rate will help incentivize people to apply. As silly as it sounds, because like I said, the mass hiring is going to be in January. We really are looking to get applicants in now, because we have to decide by December 1st if we're going to have to expand the area in which we're recruiting people. And I really don't want to bring people in from somewhere else. So we want to stay within the 4 counties. We want people that live here, enumerating people that live here. So that's our main goal. We're a little bit behind on our recruiting goals, but we're picking up quickly. But if you know anybody or have any way to get this information out to people, I'd appreciate you sharing it. So the actual test day is we're doing just like a normal census, April 1st of 2026. And we'll enumerate every single person residing within these 4 counties, wherever they are living and sleeping most of the time. So that will include prisons, that will include any group quarters that exist, that will include people in mobile homes. The only group that we are not including in this test, simply because it was out of scope, is people experiencing homelessness. So in the 2030 census, we'll count everybody, including people experiencing homelessness. That's just not in scope for this test. Otherwise, we're going to run it just like a normal census. We expect the main operations or our boots on the ground to be like mid-March to June, but we're going to have to see how long it's going to take to follow up with all those households once we actually get the numbers back.
So Lacey, you and I talked about, so you're actually going to go to the houses and ask people 5 questions? Is that that
So
what
it's
you're-
5 data questions, yes.
And so they are you are gathering data.
Oh, yeah,
People ask me about that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, obviously, it's not gonna get put into the 30 census. It's just,
that's correct.
You're
It's just a test.
will
Yeah.
they know you're practicing, so to speak, or?
We're trying. So this is recruiting's our first push. Our next one's going to be outreach to make people aware that we're coming and that it's real.
Right,
And then let them know what we're doing. We're going to try.
okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So questions.
Are you gonna break down in regions for, to get help?
So we have what we call basically collection geography. That we will have different supervisors over different areas. But from the public standpoint, it's not within political lines. It falls within census tracts.
Oh, no, I realize it, but I mean, I can help you with like in the Marathon area and South Marathon.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
To get you somebody that knows who's where.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And if they can, I can help you.
Yeah, definitely locating people is gonna be a big part of it once we start that operation. And if we could get someone like that to be working for us, that would be even better. So if we, we will certainly reach out in a partnership way if we can't locate people or we're having a hard time, but also having the individuals who know the area and know where people are and how to get to them and also, the best way to reach them is something we would love to have them as employees. So,
Because South Marathon, there's not, there's only like 2 roads that are left that are county.
okay,
The ranchers took all their land back, so most are lot gates.
okay. I saw a lot of lock gates yesterday. Yeah.
Yes, and that's, I think they did that back like in 74 or somewhere in there.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'll reach out to you and I think I can help you with my area.
That'd be awesome. Yeah. And we need all the help we can get. So,
Sarah, for sure in South County, almost only South County people can take South County.
Yeah. I
You
don't-
gotta know where you're going down there.
I was lucky. I met with Susan yesterday and we were talking about the
Yeah.
area then too. So thank you for that connection. But yeah, we realized that it's a unique place to enumerate and that's why we're here. So we're looking forward to it.
Well, this is good. We'll get the word out. I think the hourly wages rate's pretty good. And I think this would be great for our community and put a little dollars in for people's pockets. So I think.
I do remember from the 2020 census that one of the hangups for hiring people was you have to have a background check done,
Yes,
and that just takes a long time, right? So
it does. So one of the things we're testing is we're starting that process earlier. So we are offering jobs. That's one of the reasons that we need numbers in now. So we're going to start offering jobs really soon, even though we won't start necessarily training people until January or the vast majority of people. We're trying to make those offers soon to get through that background check. Another thing we're doing that's specifically, I think, going to be useful in this area is we used to make everyone come together for a training. So we'd be like, okay, and it's usually the central hubs. It might be like Alpine or Fort Stockton. You had to come there to train. What we're doing this time is we're letting people do training virtually. So you can do it at home. And then the hours are much more flexible because it used to be like 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And that was really hard for people if you have another job, which most of our enumerators do. And so this way we can do like a 4-hour chunk on Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon, and just kind of build it in when people are able to. And they're actually going to sign up for their own training. So whatever works with their schedule. So we're hoping that's going to help with some of these processes as well.
great.
Will all the background check and screening carry forward to the real census in?
So that is, I'll tell you the answer to that. It's complicated. It depends on the person and the exact circumstance, but basically you have to pass a 2-step FBI background check. It's fingerprint and social security number. If you have passed that and you are already in our system as an employee, there's still a check we'll do when we rehire you, but it is a slightly simpler process, but you still go back through that process.
Did I get wind that government might open?
There's a rumor.
There's a rumor.
Rumor, allegedly, there's a vote first.
Yeah.
Don't count them yet, right?
Right. Don't count your votes before they're cast.
That's right.
Me and Big Ben yesterday and it's full.
Yes.
Yeah, it's busy down there.
It's busy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you have any questions, my card's in there. That's my,
I'll reach out to you.
so thank you very much.
Thank you. Nice, appreciate it. All right, number 6, well, let's see, number 8. This will be a review and discussion action on the 24 fiscal year audit. Preston. This is a highlight of the commissioner to me right here. You were it.
All right. Well, good morning, Judge Hennington and commissioners, and thank you for having me on your agenda today. I am Preston Singleton, and I'm a partner with the county's new independent auditing firm, which is Singleton Clark CPAs. And we have an office right around the corner over there on Fifth Street. It's been there about 4 years now. It's the second office in our firm, and we have a headquarters office in Cedar Park, which is over near Austin. Now I said that we are the new firm here, but we've actually, as you may know, been working with Brewster County on and off for over a year now, catching up several fiscal years worth of audits for Brewster County. Those being fiscal years 2022, 2023, and 2024. And when we started back in October of 2024 with all this, the fiscal year 2021 audit had still not even been issued yet by the prior audit firm. So that tripped us up a little bit coming out of the gate, because we needed that 2021 audit as our starting point for the 2022 audit. But we went ahead and did what we could at that time to get started on 2022. And then the county did eventually get its 2021 audit in February of this year. And so we were able to go on and complete fiscal year 22 by May of this year, complete fiscal year 23 by August, and we've now completed fiscal year 24 here in November. And I'm officially presenting all three of these audits to you today, even though we did actually issue the 22 and 23 earlier. And so if you include fiscal year 21 in the mix here, after today, Brewster County will have had 4 years of audits issued here in calendar year 2025. And, with that, I'm happy to say that Brewster County is now caught up on its annual financial audits. And so that is a great accomplishment. Just 1 year ago, achieving this objective, it seemed like it was going to be a monumental task to get the county caught up. You all were looking at still 4 years to go. And I don't think anyone thought it was achievable in just 1 year. But everyone on the what I think was called the Audit Rescue Task Force here, as it was called, came together and made it happen here for Brewster County. Sure, our firm came in and did the audits, but we couldn't do the audits until the books were ready to go for each year. So recognition, I think, should be given to those audit rescue team members here. Those being Patty Roach, who I think came out of retirement after this. Is that right? Yeah. Your treasurer, Julie Morton, your comptroller, Melinda Richardson, and your county judge, Judge Hennington, who I think was kind of the tip of the spear for all this. I could tell that the county being so far behind on your audits really did bother him, especially with him coming from a banking background where banks are kind of continuously audited. But yeah, rightly so, it should bother him and everyone, because being behind on your audits does not obviously look good publicly. And also the county could not apply for new grants with not having current audits, and was about to get put on a funding hold by the state as well for not having current audits. So really a thanks and congratulations should be given to all these people for bringing the county finances back. So I'd give them a round of applause. Okay. The next thing I want to talk about, though, is how did the county get so far behind on its audits? Can it be blamed on the pandemic? Maybe to some degree. but only for so long, because I think we all know after the initial 2020 year, after that, 2021 and then further on, things kind of got back to normal at work. We just wore masks for a little bit longer, but we were still getting stuff done at work. Could it be blamed on the prior audit firm? Maybe to some degree as well, because I understand during the pandemic, they stopped coming out on site and never really did return to on-site work, and they're kind of doing it remotely. So maybe for some degree on them as well. But as I said previously, auditors can't audit the books until they're ready to be audited. And so while I do acknowledge the shared blame on the pandemic and the prior firm, with the county being 4 years delinquent in the audits, I want to tell you the primary responsibility for this condition falls on the county itself. And here's why. Because somewhere along the way in those prior years, the accounting function at Brewster County veered off the road and got stuck in a ditch at some point. In doing the 3 years of audits, I observed this because I saw that the bank reconciliations had stopped getting done, which means the accounting problems stopped getting identified and corrected timely. This went on for months and problems accumulated, and those months turned into years, leaving the county financial reporting function circling the drain, as you might say. And so this brings me to a reported issue in each of our 3 years of audits, the bank reconciliations. For the 2024 audit, this is the first finding reported on page 107 of the packet you should have before you. Page 107. This was also an pretty much identical 2023 finding. And it was a 2022 written recommendation for improvement. But all of the background information on this finding is listed there in great detail for you on page 107. But I want to talk about the importance of bank reconciliations in a different way. And I want to relate them to the old days of coal mining. Yes, coal mining. Did you know that back in the old days of coal mining, the miners would bring a little yellow canary down into the mine with them? And these rough guys wouldn't just do that to have a cute little bird hanging around with them while they're down there. The canary was actually a safety alarm for them, because down in the mine, if the bird passed out or died, then they knew they were in trouble as well, because the air was bad. And so they needed to either take quick corrective action or get the heck out of there. I'm telling you this because I want you as governing body members to know that the canary in the coal mine for you is the bank reconciliations. So you need to make sure that the bank reconciliations are alive and chirping at all times. Because if they're not, then trouble is on the horizon again for the county. If the bank recs aren't singing, it means you're not getting accurate internal financial reports given to you each month. And it also means that the county could start having audit delays again due to accounting problems. And so this bank reconciliations issue is our most important finding across the 3 years. And so much so that I want to take time to read our recommendation paragraph to the court at the end of that finding on page 107. And the recommendation says, to help ensure bank reconciliations will always be prepared timely in order to address potential accounting oversights irregularities, and bank errors. We recommend each bank and investment account of the county have a designated reconciliation preparer. Furthermore, a set preparation deadline for all reconciliations should be established no later than the end of the subsequent month, or possibly earlier at the discretion of the county. In addition, in order to clearly document who prepared a bank reconciliation and when, we recommend the preparer sign and date the reconciliation when completed. In order to help ensure established reconciliation deadlines are honored, we recommend the assigned preparer of a reconciliation be required to turn it in to an assigned reviewer, who will not only be expecting to receive the reconciliation on or before the deadline, but also who will then check the accuracy and integrity of the reconciliation. This secondary reviewer should also document the review with a sign-off and date. And furthermore, because of the importance of timely bank and investment reconciliations, the Commissioners Court may wish to receive a summary report on the status of the overall reconciliations of the county on a monthly basis. Maybe a quarterly basis would be fine, but I'll tell you that getting that kind of update provided to you, the Commissioners Court, is a way for you to monitor that canary in the coal mine here, the bank reconciliations. All right, that's our first finding. And as far as other findings go across the 3 years, for fiscal year 22, we reported a finding on the number of needed audit adjustments being excessive. Audit adjustments are changes that the audit firm makes to the numbers as given to us in order to properly state them in accordance with accounting principles for external financial reporting. So that finding was needed because we had to prepare too many audit adjustments, and when we do that, we end up entering the realm of auditing our own work, as they say, and then if we do that, then we essentially lose our independence. So when we enter that realm, we're supposed to report a finding on that. However, in fiscal years 2023 and 2024, though, the number of needed adjustments went down considerably, and we did not need to report that same finding again in the later 2 years. And then in 2022, we reported that all of the county's funds at Trans-Pecos Bank were not covered with enough deposit insurance at all times during the year. In 2023 and 2024, we didn't need to report that finding again, but I'll tell you, we did have a heck of a time getting the information that we needed from Trans-Pecos Bank in order to make the determination as to whether the county had enough deposit insurance or not. But ultimately, in the 2 other years, we did deem that it looked sufficient, but the county should continue to watch their depository insurance coverage going forward for sure. And then finally, last finding to discuss is another one here in 2024. And if you'll flip the page to 108, you'll see that. And this is just an over budget finding. And I'll read the condition found paragraph for this one to you that says, as of year end, the general fund budgetary schedule reported a budgetary overage in the general government line of $142,000, reflecting a 4% over expenditure. In the public facilities line in the amount of $199,000, reflecting a 53% over expenditure. And in the capital outlay line of about $78,000, reflecting a 450% over expenditure. When the Commissioners Court sets the budget each year, it is set by law. And so if we observe overages in the budgetary lines, we're supposed to report those if they're significant. And so that's why that is in here. The reason these overages occurred, it's actually explained pretty well on page 113 in the corrective action plan that was prepared by the county. And just to summarize that, what happened was there was some pandemic money that had been planned to be spent in fiscal year 24, but that had ultimately been moved to cover some fiscal year 2023 costs. And so that left higher expenditures for the general fund to cover in 2024. Once that was learned, the budget should have been amended up in 2024 to cover those higher costs, but it didn't get amended. So that's what caused that. Okay, those are the findings I have. We do have 4 recommendations, though, for the county as part of our audit. And these are also known as management letter comments. And these can be found, there should be a stapled packet in the back of your bound copy. And this is called the letter to the governing body. The first 2 pages are filled with standard auditor topics, which we don't need to necessarily cover. Page 3 is simply restates the 2 findings for the current year I just went over with you. And then page 4 is where our recommendations start. And these are written out in great detail for you as well. You might want to more fully read and digest these later. For now, I will just point them out and summarize them for you just so you know they're here and kind of know the general topic. And so the first one is titled Procedure Reviews at the JP1 office, clerk's office, and tax office. We looked at the routine procedures at these 3 offices just to assess how they're processing their daily transactions. And from that work, we made some observations and have a few recommendations for possible improvements in those offices. First, we noted that sometimes at the JP1 office and the clerk's office, the standard amount for some charges, not all, but just some, in the system for fees or court costs are not always in agreement with the current, most recent county fee schedule. So sometimes an outdated fee gets charged. In discussion with the personnel in those offices, it was noted that in most cases they're aware of these inaccuracies, and the person handling the transaction, they can simply do an override of the charge of the standard amount in the system and charge the correct amount. But it appears that doesn't always get caught. And in our tests, we observed sometimes there were outdated fees getting charged. And so our recommendation here is just that someone in the county should conduct a periodic review of the fees in their systems and make sure they get the most accurate fee schedules uploaded. And maybe this is something the financial wing of the county could probably take charge of. In addition, at these offices, we noted that the clerk's office and the tax office, over there, the daily drawer closeout procedures could be improved with a bit more formalization by documenting who prepares a daily closeout with a sign-off and date, and then who conducts a secondary review within that office of that closeout for accuracy, also with a sign-off and date. And that would help ensure verification of the closeout right away on that day within that office, rather than down the road when it reaches the treasurer's office. Okay, second recommendation we have is labeled dormant and unidentified funds in selected custodial accounts. And if you're not aware what custodial accounts are, these are the special bank accounts that the elected officials have as part of their office. And the way it works is they collect money and fees for different items and transactions throughout the course of a month. and they deposit into their custodial account. And the money will stay in there until the end of the month when they officially write the treasurer's office a check to remit that money officially to the county. And it's only at that point that it becomes official county money, is when the elected officials remit it to the treasurer. Now, in theory, these custodial accounts, they should clear out to zero each month after the previous month's collected funds are remitted to the treasurer, because it should just be money in and money out. The problem is that they're not clearing out, and there's excess funds in the clerk's account of around $90,000 and around $100,000 in the JP1 account, at least at the time we did these reviews. The cause of these excess balances it's unknown, and both the JP1 and the clerk noted that these excess balances were in there before they even took office. So they've been sitting in there for quite some time. And so our recommendation here is that the county just consider having those excess funds remitted into the county's general fund. So the money can do some good for the county, and it probably is the county money anyway, that just for some reason in the past didn't get remitted correctly. And so it's going to have you all consider whether or not you might want to do that. And that would get that money over to the county's general fund, and rather than sit in those custodial accounts where it's not earning any interest or very low interest. All right, I got two more recommendations for you. The next one's internal controls over bank transfers to external accounts. We always do some standard procedure checks to see how easily someone within an organization could make transfers or wires of cash to external outside accounts, because you really don't want, as an internal control, you don't want that to be too easy. And what we learned is currently there's only one person required to initiate such external transfers. So we're recommending in this comment that it become a two-person procedure in order to strengthen the internal controls over transfers of money outside of the county. And that can usually be arranged with the bank. All right, last one is internal controls over journal entries. This one discusses that we reviewed the internal controls over journal entries made to the books. And auditors have been required to do this kind of procedure ever since the big Enron scandal about 25 years ago. There was a lot of new auditing standards that came out as a result of the Enron fiasco. Because what journal entries posted to the books do is they move transactions around on the books from where they were originally posted. So all the source documents will say this transaction was posted here, but ultimately journal entries could move that around to here, and then maybe another time to here, kind of like a shell game almost, if someone wanted to really confuse things intentionally. So there could be, malicious intent or financial reporting fraud intent. The documentation standard now for journal entries is that they be fully supported with documentation that provides for a clear determination as to the purpose and intent of the journal entry. Clear enough so that someone can come behind later and review that documentation and understand why the journal entry was made and determine that it was appropriate. And so this recommendation is just alerting that the journal entry documentation needs to be tightened up a little bit to meet those standards. All right, so those are our findings and recommendations. I'd like to just give you one more topic that I'll go over, and that's your fund balance, because I always like to tell the governing body what fund balance looked like as of the end of the audit period. And we can do that on page 27. 27 is actually the general fund budgetary schedule. It's called the Statement of Revenues, Expenditures, and Changes in Fund Balance. Budget and Actual General Fund. And it's got that nice long name because it shows us all that stuff. The first two columns on the page there show the budget of the county in its original form as you all adopted it before the year began, and then in its final form after all amendments that you approved to it. And then the third column labeled Actual lists how the finances actually turned out for the year. And I'll just run down that column. It shows that the general fund brought in revenues of just over $9.2 million. Moving down, expenditures were $8,581,000 for an initial excess of revenues over expenditures of $625,000. However, the general fund did send some money over to a couple of other funds. That's what the transfers outline is. That's money leaving the general fund to go to other funds within the county. Primarily it was Road and Bridge, which I looked in here, and Road and Bridge got about 285,000 of that 377, and courthouse security got about 80,000, and then I think there were a couple other minor ones, but factoring that transfer out, the net change in fund balance for the year was an increase of 256,000 to have it end the year at the very bottom line there of 7,760,000. And I can tell you that's a very actually a good size, healthy fund balance for a county, because it represents about 11 months worth of expenditures for the county. So you have 11 months in reserves for your finances, or an 11-month cushion. Most auditors will say keep that at least 3 months, and so you're sitting here at 11 months. So you're in a good spot financially. Even though that number was already over a year ago, it was September 30, 2024, but we are going to be starting work very soon on your next audit, and you guys will start getting current audit presentations of much more current information. Well, all right, folks, that's what I've got. Again, the county's now caught up. 4 years of audits went out here in 2025. My main point stressed after doing all these audits is to watch your canary in the coal mine, make sure those bank reconciliations stay alive here. And just so that Brewster County, doesn't fall back into that situation of being behind on its audits. I want to thank the judge and commissioners for allowing us to do these audits, and the opportunity to work with the county. We're hope you'll think of us as your local option for audits, because we're right here in town, right across the corner from you. So
With motion to approve audit.
I second.
Motion and second discussion. Let me just say to the board, first of all, a superb job by Melinda, Julie, Patty, Preston as well, getting us caught up in 1 year. And we
Incredible.
didn't think we were ever going to get out of the abyss. We also we're in great financial shape. We've got good liquidity. We've got money in the bank. We've got 11 months of operating capital in the bank, which is very impressive in terms of our liquidity, but we're not done yet. We've got some more work to do. My group knows that this time next year, I want to be on the comptroller's gold star list, which is counties that have really represented themselves in a transparent way financially. So there's nothing and I'll say this to the elected officials and department heads, don't be offended if we scour the books, because our goal is to really make sure that our financial reporting is the best in Texas. So that's coming. You're going to continue to see very boring reports in here every month that will tell you how we're doing on reconciliations. By the way, findings and written recommendations are two different. Findings are like, gotta fix it. Gotta fix it now. Written recommendations are things that I think are good for overall financial management, and we'll work on those. We'll fix the findings first, then work on the written recommendations. So A lot of work left to do. Great work that's been done. Very, very, very pleased with where we are. And so I think you guys can leave here knowing that we're in good shape. And we just got to continue to press. We're not at the finish line. We're about 10-yard line. And it will, but
Thank you, sir.
so we thank
All right.
you.
Thank you all very much. Appreciate it.
All right, I have a motion and a second to accept the financials as presented. Any other discussion? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Move. Thank y'all. We hadn't had one in quarters. No, we may have one. Well, way back, but I don't think so.
Okay.
We got close. We almost got one.
As long as we don't get 2 in a row.
All right, number 9, there's no report from the city today, so we'll skip number 9. Number 10, county judge reports and action items. Item A is an alpha. Review, discuss, and take possible action on the ground lease between Brewster County. This is on your, in your packet. The lease is now, we've settled up. We brought it in last time and they had some questions. We sorted those questions out. Basically, we're going to lease the kiosk for about 18 months until we get the visitor center built, and we'll move the kiosk out. And the lease covers their payment and protects us insurance wise in case there's a slip and fall. And then we kind of put a clause in there, they can't put a junk car out there or something that would distract visitors. So I think this is ready to go and get this signed and get this lease put away.
We keep the building, right?
Where building's ours,
Yeah.
we're keeping the building. The only thing we won't take with us, ribbon,
The shade.
is the shade cover.
Yeah, well, it's in the ground.
We're taking our signs though.
Yeah.
You know, we have a tourism sign, we're taking that and taking the building. So
Make a motion to accept lease.
motion to accept the lease as presented. I need a second.
I'll second.
Motion is second. Discussion. All right, all in favor of accepting the lease, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Item 10B is in Bravo. Review and discuss and take action to approve $3,900 for the purpose of purchasing new tables and chairs for the Red Patilla Center. I think for those of you that have been down there, the tables have literally been down there 20-something years. They're those old wooden ones. I'm proposing that we replace those tables and chairs with those new lifetime white plastic.
Right.
We'll keep the old tables. We'll put them up here somewhere and use them. Yeah, we'll use them, but
Might need some self-tappers.
yeah, I need to get Brewster County stenciled on all of them so they don't walk off.
Right.
But we've been needing this and we're taking it out of LATCF. Somewhere.
Second.
I bought a few extra tables, by the way,
Yes, thank you.
just to have some extra.
We have to hide them somewhere so that when one breaks, we can
Yeah.
swap it in.
All right, motion and a second. Any discussion?
How many tables and chairs are you talking about?
60 chairs and 12 tables. All right, motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And then lastly is item C, review and discuss and take action to approve the final payment to West Texas Paradise for the road and bridge storage shed in Terlingwood. That has been completed now. There's a photo in the packet. Ruben's been out there to look at it. I think you're pleased with it.
Yeah,
Pretty solid.
that change order mine, but it needed to be.
Yeah. So we
I'm sure
came.
they love taking the tin down and putting it back up again.
Pardon me?
Said I'm sure they love taking the tin down and putting it back up again.
Well,
But yeah, definitely.
it's-
More shade, more better.
yes, I think it looks good. Don't you
Yes,
agree?
it does. I need to see it up close, but I've driven past it several times. It looks
Yeah.
great. I feel bad because I feel like Frenchie was asking for that for years and he retired and then we got this.
Well, but I've been trying to get a bill for a year.
Yes, I'm so glad it's done now. It should
Yeah.
be-
It needs it probably,
We're probably gonna do another one in Marathon.
yes.
Everything should be under shade.
Yeah, there's no reason for us to have
How
stuff.
much, the equipment's too expensive.
We
Yeah.
just spent $1 million on equipment. We're
Yeah.
leaving it out in the sun.
Yes.
So,
That's
Um,
Neil.
there's one other thing coming. We're gonna put some shelving inside we built a little
That little
room.
closet
We're gonna
room?
Put some shelving in there, but instead of building it, we're just gonna, Jesse sent me a couple of pictures. I don't know if he sent them to you.
Yeah.
Some wire, heavy duty industrial shelving. We put it there, put
Yeah.
fluids and stuff on it.
Love that.
So, I entertain a motion to
So moved.
accept these invoices.
Second.
Okay? Motion is second. Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Very good. Thank you. Number 11, review, discuss, and take action to appoint Commissioner Mo Morrow to the County Appraisal District Board. For those of you who know that Mo is on the appraisal board representing Brewster County right now. He serves as chairman of the appraisal district.
He's not here. I make a motion to.
I did talk to him. He said he would accept another term. So, I motion to accept Mo as our representative on the appraisal district.
Is there a distinction that you wanted to make between county appraisal district and central appraisal district? Does that come later?
I really should have said it. They're moving to the name Central Appraisal District
Yeah.
of Brewster County.
Okay.
Is what they're headed to, just to kind of keep it.
I know you had said you expressed an interest in that.
I'll second the motion.
All right, motion is second, discussion. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Number 12, review, discuss, and take final action regarding the final plat approval for the Lakeside Colleges. This was in here a couple of meetings ago for the replat, the replatting of those Lakeside cottages at Lahitas that tore down. They're rebuilding.
Spurgeon 3.0.
Everything is in line. They've got water, they've got
They've got water, they've got
wastewater.
sewer.
Yeah. It's not in a new place. It's actually just the same old
Thanks for
thing.
that.
So I would entertain a motion to approve that final plat.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. I will tell you that there's one more coming in. Mr. Warren is replatting,
Rush Warren.
no, Kelsey Warren.
Oh,
Building a
okay.
big home down there on the golf course.
Oh,
And they're replatting it,
Mhm.
which they're taking 4 of the original tracks and they're gonna put them into one
Okay.
for the house.
Yep.
Which makes sense. So that'll be in next court. Okay, number 13, elections. Review and discuss election results and voting data from November 4th. Cynthia? Do we have an election?
I voted. Did
Did
you?
we ever have an election? Yes, we did. And Jessica and I survived, and I think all of our workers survived as well. Just a note, I'll go over some of the unofficial results really quick. Please understand that they are unofficial. We will have our final canvas. Hope to have that done on Monday when Monica gets back in and we can get all the paperwork and everything done on that correctly. Overall, we have 6,983 registered voters in Brewster County. That's down about 193 from the 2023 constitutional amendment election, and that's kind of where we're drawing our comparison from. So we are down on voters. We had 1,251 check-ins, voters that came to vote. That's about a 17.9% turnout compared to 19% in 2023. Early voting, we had 503 voters. Election day, 748. We have about 19 ballots by mail and a few provisional ballots also that we are working on getting those counted and processed. Election day by precinct. Precinct 1, we had 187. Precincts 2 and 8 here at the conference room, we had 175. Precinct 3, 55. Precinct 4, 149. And then 5, 6, and 7, 182. And do good there. As far as how many hours we worked, we had, as far as election workers, we had a total of 40 election workers with a total hours of 563.75 hours worked. Estimated payroll to date is about $4,500 that we had. That will increase because we have our ballot board meeting to get us ready for the final canvas, and then also the post-election hand count audit that the state has ordered September the 1st. They gave that to us, and so we'll be adding some more to the total on there. So we will get that figured out. About the post-election hand count audit, this was approved and put in section 127-201 of the Texas Election Code
on September the 1st. And it requires a hand count of all ballots processed through a tabulator. Those are the great big beast machines that we have here. And is how we count all of our ballots here. So any county in the state that was using the electronic tabulator is required to do a hand count audit of a minimum of 3 polling locations and 3 propositions that were on the constitutional amendment ballot, which basically means for Brewster County, we're counting everything except 5, 6, and 7 precincts for this election. Mary Bell and her team started doing the hand count audit on Friday was their first meeting for that. We meet again this afternoon from 2 to 4 o'clock. We have to have this audit completed by the 25th of November. They'll be counting all early voting ballots on 3 propositions, 3, 7, and 14. And then for election day, they have to count all ballots for all polling locations, including 1, 2, and 8, 3, and 4 on the same 3 propositions. So it's just some time, a lot of time and a lot of trees. The state loves those both a lot. And as I said, we'll have our final canvas, have that ready to approve for the commissioners by Monday, the 17th. And I'll send out more information on that. Just a note, if you go to the state website where you can they have reports of all of the county results. Brewster County data is not on there yet. If you look it up, you will see that we had 22 voters. And those are 22 voters that we had on the first day of early voting that we had to enter by hand. There is still a miscommunication between what Brewster County reported, and the state is not able to get that data on their end, but they have determined it's on their end is the problem, not here, because we've received confirmation of everything that we've turned in and full counts as of midnight on election night. We had everything done and in all of our numbers. So they're still working on that, but I expect we'll get a few calls from the public or the newspaper. It's like, why is Brewster County not on the website? And that's just, it's a miscommunication. And the Secretary of State office told us we've turned in a request to IT.
Trouble ticket has been created.
Yes, the ticket has been turned in. So we'll get all of this done and finished. Everything really went well, with the exception of the first day of early voting, and that's when we had the big international outage of the AWS web services that host all of the polling pads where voters check in. And so started out a little bit hectic, and the rest of it ran really smoothly.
You got all your bad luck used up in the beginning.
Hmm.
You got all your bad luck used up on the first day, so the rest was smooth.
I'll tell you what, it was something. So what do we do? What do we do? So we just went back. It's like when all else fails, we've got ballots, we've got people, and we've got ink pens. You know, the ballots are going to be accepted and counted. So everything ran pretty well. Coming up for this next year, we are now accepting candidate filings and everything for the primaries and elections next year. We have city and county offices. We have the state, Senate and gubernatorial races to take care of. So we're going to be busy.
What would it take to, what more equipment do we need to faster process the counts for our county?
For your county to, well,
I mean, we got 10,000 votes, 6,000, 7,000 voters, if they all show, and we don't get results till after midnight, you know?
Well, and it's a matter of each one of those machines that tabulates the votes, and we had only used 2 of them during the election day. just because it is kind of a mammoth of a beast of a machine to have to move, and they're kind of sensitive. So we put one down in Red Patio Center, and then we had one here at our main polling location here. It's just equipment and the logistics of getting that moved. Now, when the polls closed, what happens is the election judge from that precinct brings us all of the ballots, and they total them here. They met here in Val Clark Beard, and we run them through the tabulator machine here. We could deliver those machines. We have enough machines to take to the other precincts. It's just really risky to move those. And keep everything safe and secure the way we have to do. And so what they do is, in the case of Marathon and in Interlingua, they bring us the media sticks after those. The stop and think, it's an hour and a half, and it's after 10 o'clock at night when we're having to wait for those media sticks to be delivered. So I think there is just a matter of the time it takes for someone to drive with that stick with all the results on it for those precincts. And I don't know if there's any way that we can get that any faster than it is on that, because they still have to close out the precinct at their location, get all of the materials and everything packed up, and then bring back here.
That's a question.
So we had, what did we have this time? About 1,800 people vote altogether.
Altogether, we had 1,250 live.
150 out of total registered population of 9,000.
69.
6,983. And that number is down some from 23 also. But just so you know, I'll put it on your radar. The judge has it on his radar is running an election, even a small one, I think really brought home the fact of we are severely deficient on our space to run elections here. Everybody has to come back here and meet on elections night. And I have to tell you, between all of the equipment that we have to manage and keep secure, ballots we have to manage and keep secure, we have a lot of risk and a lot of vulnerability right now just because of the space that we have. It literally is like herding cats with elephants in a broom closet when we all get in there. So just be thinking about that and think of us. If you see something, let us know so we can put it on my Christmas Santa Claus list.
On your report, you list sometimes the proposition against and for, and then for again. Is there a reason why they don't always say for is the first line and against the second? I'm just trying to understand why.
Yes.
So when I was putting in the results, that's just how it was set up on the state.
That's the report that the state sent us, and it has, we can't just go through their for against, because they literally have like every other one. They've got against at the top and for at the bottom.
Okay.
But all of the propositions passed, and Brewster County approved all of the propositions also.
I just thought there was some significance, but I couldn't determine anything.
You know, the state just likes messing with us.
That's perfectly.
It's anything they can do to keep us on our toes and give them just one more thing to do to take.
Do you need me to call a special meeting,
Yes, we will,
or you let me know when that is?
for the canvas, yes.
Okay, then you just need.
We're gonna try to get that done by November the 17th. That's on Monday, so.
It's next week.
Mhm.
So probably could be Jim and Mo and myself.
Yeah, we just need two people
On the 18th.
to sign off on the final canvas, so,
But we need a quorum here.
yes.
So, okay, all right. Well,
Any other questions for elections or?
thank you.
Like I said, it all went as well as it could. We made it happen. Jessica and I survived at our rookie inaugural election, and we're much better prepared going into this next year, and we'll be busy.
Yeah, good job. I mean, you know where I feel. It just seems odd that we spent all the, and I guess at the end of the day, it was about, it sounds like it's about $5 a vote is what it cost us. We spent $5,000 and we got 1,200. It just seems to me kind of crazy that we were open for 2 weeks.
So it's a lot more than that. Just our equipment, maintenance and updates that we have to do mandatory every year.
I was just
The
talking-
ballots that we print, and then also the media sticks that we have a company that has all of our equipment, the media sticks that they burn and send to us is another $14,000. So, elections is definitely not a money maker. We are here to burn through it as fast as we can. Every election cycle, we have something else added.
Yes.
That we need to spend money on.
Another unfunded
Yeah.
mandate.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, let's do number 14, Road and Bridge. Ruben, anything?
Yeah, Johnny put in here that they went down to Tullingo Ranch to, we about got everything in pretty decent shape, and then it upped and rained down there.
Yeah, it does that.
And
That was.
Anyway.
unreal.
yeah, and then they had the blades working on the park road, get some of that sand and silt brush. They put the aerator at the post part. Maintenance on equipment and vehicles, getting equipment ready to help. They're gonna help the city. Starting today.
Oh, today, okay.
Yes.
You gonna run out there and check on?
I can.
Yeah, see what's going on.
And then they've been patching a little bit, not enough to suit me, but they have been patching. And then they're still working on some mowing for the end of the season. And Cassie manager sends thanks to the county crew for helping with the chili cook-off sites.
Do you know what the story is with that loader that's parked on Ranch Road?
On Ranch Road.
Turlingo Ranch Road, sorry.
The one with the flat,
Does it have a flat? I didn't see.
I think so. That's the one they blew a tire out in. And we didn't have a spare tire and they got it coming in.
Mhm.
And then once the tire got here, there's something on the safety seal on the wheel. Anyway, we're working on,
I'm just waiting for someone to ask me. I'm like,
we're waiting on, we're working on,
it's parked right in front of a vacation rental, so I'm waiting for someone to complain about that. But everything's a vacation rental, you can't.
That's a tire problem.
we're working
It must
on
be on the side, I
working
can't
on
see.
getting spare stuff too,
Mhm.
and having stuff in too.
Well, how did I put the tire on, or is it, we've got to get William going?
No, they take it off, but at some point, we're gonna have to have a crane on one of the, cause those tires get bigger and bigger and I mean, I think that's what we're gonna need is a crane on one of the pickups
What do
that,
you do with, this is off topic, what do you do with the old Bruin tire? Do you pay to get rid of it, or is there someone with like maybe
we put it
goats?
in that trailer that goes to Denver City.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We do pay to get rid of it.
You can have it at your gym and you can flip it.
I think these are too big for flipping, but I know some people with goats who would love to turn it into a goat enrichment activity.
I let you have all you want.
Good to know.
All right, anything else, Ruben?
No, sir.
Okay, no permits.
No problem.
All right. All right, let's do treasurer's office, financial reports. You don't have financial reports this time. So let's go ahead and do then item Bravo 1, review, discuss and take action to accept $350,000 in funding for the Brewster County Sheriff's Office. This is annual SB 22 money.
Mhm.
We're getting $100,000 more this year than we have in the past. And we just need to accept this contract. We've applied for it. It funds, as you guys know, most of the law enforcement.
Some of it.
wages.
Second it.
Motion and a second. All right, discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Bye.
All right. Item C, Julie, you want to, this is to ratify a new account at Transmecas. Have we got that, by the way?
Yes.
Okay. I just need approval to allow them to open a new account.
Come on.
Motion, second, discussion. All in favor of opening a new account at Transmecas for the 394th? Aye, say aye.
Aye.
Review, discuss, and take action on departmental payroll. Real quick, if you guys will look at, this is sort of that review I was telling you is coming every month. We're just going through, Patty and Melinda and Julie and I kind of working through all the payroll department by department. This is the, sort of, we're picking off the easy ones first, my office, y'all, the clerks. This is the official payroll. There's really no action item. You want an action item to accept them, Melinda?
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea once we make sure everything is consistent. and correct.
I wanted you guys to be aware of,
My name's spelled wrong.
well, there you have it.
Sorry.
Let's fix that. Oh, it has an H.
I do not have an H in my name.
Okay, we'll fix that. This just gives our idea of what the total wages are and then the payroll cost, the payroll expense cost associated with that. So just to keep me in high cotton, it costs you $31,500. I mean, excuse me, $147,000. So I don't know. That's what I say.
That action item is passed.
Mhm.
That is the official payrolls we have to match Tyler to this. We just need to
Are you, if we're comfortable with these numbers,
comfortable with it. Then
Wait.
yeah, just sort of keep that tucked in the back of our mind. That makes it an official. This is what it is.
part of the reason I'm doing this is the next year budget, they match the department.
Okay.
So then I think we're pretty safe by, we can always, I guess we can always come back and amend it.
Yeah.
So I entertain a motion to accept these. We'll do these by departments over the course of the next couple of meetings. I didn't want to hit y'all with every department in the county.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second to accept this payroll as
I like
presented. You like it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the goal here is next year when we do budget, we don't have so much trouble with labor. It's all locked in, we know. There's some more payroll stuff coming. So, all right, motion is second.
Wait. They have the,
Why does Sarah Martinez make so
no,
much
no,
money?
no, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
Why she make so much money?
No, I'm just teasing her.
She's a smart one.
She's a smart one, that's right. Do you have a question?
No.
Okay. Okay, a motion is second to accept these payroll numbers for these departments as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you all. Oh, no. All right, anything else, Julie, on your department? Okay. All right, number 17, county comptroller. Melinda, you want to do, let's do expenses first. You don't have any line items, it looks like. Wow. History.
The auditor be happy.
Yeah.
So
Pay
the first thing I'd like to look at is the report. It's titled Expenses Paid for the week of 11/3 through 11/7. And these are expenses that were paid in this last week. One thing you're going to start to see at the last commissioner's court, we adopted the recurring payments. So what we should start seeing is basically we have recurring payments, and then theoretically everything else should have purchase orders. So
This is
the-
recurring payments here.
this is morphing into the recurring payment.
Okay, all right.
And those will be paid every week, whether there is a court or not, if they're on the recurring payments list. So again, if anybody sees anything that we have omitted that should be on that list, let us know. I've already got a couple of items that will be presented for that at the next commissioner's court. So any questions? Our total was 98,388, and about 35,000 of that was to the general fund. And then 52 went to tourism. Robert was busy spending money, I think, at the state fair. But any questions on this?
Yeah, Melinda, go to page 2, just real quick.
Yeah.
TG Fuels,
I'm looking at it.
and we've got on, and
Finance.
you've got 2 payments to the sheriff's office 858.76 and 2489.49.
Yeah.
Same account, same kind of time frame. What, why?
Because they get multiple invoices from TG Fuels. And there was an issue with the way TG Fuels was getting some of our stuff posted. We were waiting for corrected invoices. Hopefully, we've got that straightened out now, so that what we should end up getting is the sheriff's office is going to get gasoline and diesel. And then Road and Bridge should get, your bulk is, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. It's the regular diesel and the red
Red
diesel.
fuel.
Yeah. So we should end up with 4 invoices. The other issue we've been having is some of these finance charges. And I'm working with a woman in the accounts receivable department to try to get those reversed. At this point, it hadn't happened yet, but if it doesn't happen soon, then I'm moving up a level to get that taken care of.
Please, yeah, we're not,
Um,
we shouldn't do that.
Yeah, the other thing, just to, heads up with TG Fuels, they are actually working with us to take off the state excise tax that was passed by the legislature back in July. Our gas card company, Quarles, is still digging in their heels and saying they cannot take that off. Because of the fact the card is run at the pump.
So we'll change vendors.
So that's what TG Fuels, WTG used to have a gas card program. And I asked them about that. They don't currently have one. I guess when they sold to TG Fuels to Thompson Gas, they don't have a gas card program right now. But it sounded like they may be looking at getting that put back in place.
If Quarles the old gas card,
Orals is the gas card. Yes, sir.
well, if Quarles doesn't want to help us not pay taxes that we don't have to pay, then Quarles can find another county to go do business with.
The question is who has a card? Because what they did when West Texas Gas sold to Thompson, they sold the gas card part of the business to Quarles. And the person that I'm talking with at TG Fuels has a contact that used to work in that gas card department, and she is supposed to be getting me in contact with them to see if we can work this out with somebody at a little bit higher level at Quarles than just their accounts receivable.
All right, let's talk about it finance. 'Cause
So, yeah.
we don't want to pay taxes. By the way, I'm gonna get rid of the bulk fuel, my job.
Yes.
I'm gonna go to cards. That's okay with y'all.
Yeah, I don't need.
As soon as we run out, we don't need it. Yeah. Okay, go ahead, and let's do all these at once.
Oh, okay,
We'll throw them
so,
all at once.
okay, so the next one you have payables that are recurring and non-PO. And then you have a payable register in there, but if you look, there is the one payables and recurring and non-PO is a summary of 2 of the other reports that is done by fund.
Right.
So if you just want to look through that, general fund, we hit 27,106.97. And a total on that of 56,637. So we had a good many recurring type payments the week before, had a fairly small amount of accounts payable for this week. And then if you look at our purchase orders, our invoice total on that is actually fairly small. It's about $6,000.
Okay.
So any questions on the payables report?
Local government solutions, that's LGS, that's a fee, we pay them for their software.
That is correct.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All right, motion and a second to approve the payments as presented. Discussion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, what else you got, Melinda? Let's see. Yeah, anything else on your agenda? Oh, so,
I think I already
No.
mentioned that we'll update the recurring items report. I think if once we get this next update, then we should be good for a quarter at least. Excuse me. But other than that, that's it.
very good. All right, number 18, Brewster County Tourism.
Office is running nice and smooth. Cook-off went well. We already earlier had the discussion on the OTIC and everything like that. Thank you for those numbers. I just saw myself. Haven't got those from Kasi officially, but like you mentioned earlier, the P-off in January will be when they give checks and all that good stuff. We had folks from coast to coast. It was neat. California to Florida coming up there, including up north. Didn't see anybody from New York come by my booth. I don't know about y'all. Where did y'all have folks from?
Some other states out there though.
Yeah, it was a really nice flattering of folks. I handled Kasi and the guys handled OTIC, so it went really well. Yeah, it was definitely international. That was kind of neat. We had some folks from Canada. I had some folks from Canada as well over there. That kind of ends our show season for the fall. So I brought Aaron in today, so you know he does exist. He has not on the road anymore. He's been traveling a lot, but he's going to tell you about the next item down the road. The Big Ben snapshot signs did finally arrive, of course, yesterday when we were closed. The offices were closed, but they left it outside the door. So I'll go in and install Terlingwood tomorrow. And then I also ordered the camel sign on the other side of Persimmon Gap. It was pretty rough, so I'll do that Friday. So those will be installed.
How do you install them? They just unbolt?
Yep. Chip Simon. Yeah, that part's easy. Replacing the sign, it's the base we hire someone.
Okay.
That's the pain. Yeah, it takes about 10 minutes honestly to do it. So I'll just throw it in the beast and go do it. It's easier than get anybody else to. It's nice and easy. Yeah, but they'll be all replaced by those two will be replaced by the weekend. Thank goodness. So before Thanksgiving, that tool will sound look nice and new. Our board meeting is next week, November 18th, Tuesday in Lahidas. Just to remind the court, it will have a Texas Hotel Lodging Association presentation on hotel occupancy tax 101, essentially how to use the money that is generated by tourism. So it's open to the public. I've invited specifically the chambers to come. I know it's a trek for the Marathon Chamber, but we're having this one down south at Lahidas. So hopefully, I know both have new heads. So hopefully they'll be able to attend so they know they're allowed to expend the funds that we actually give them. Hopefully, so that'll be at 10 a.m. in the theater at Lahidas, and then the board meeting follows at 1. And the next day, I have a Texas Mountain Trail board meeting in Van Horn. And at that point, we've already had a Zoom and talked to El Paso about Formula One next year that I mentioned at court. So I'm going to have some numbers from them where they attend as well. So I'll get some numbers from them as to roughly how much it costs them. Honestly, Formula One looks like it will be done next year. It's the cost for the space is nothing. They just like for places to come. It's lodging that because it's so full and they bring so many people in, room rates go up to $800-900 a night. It's crazy.
Or is this in Austin?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So they said they bring the number for each meeting and we'll see if it's worthwhile. Yeah, but free booth. So we were talking about it. It looks really nice to us right now. And yeah, that's about it for the office. Yeah.
I have, Robert, I wanted to let y'all know that we are transitioning away from our current county credit card program to a new vendor.
Sure.
And we have to be done with our current vendor by the end of the year. Do y'all have any like pending hotel reservations or whatever that y'all have made with our current credit card that y'all expect to see purchase after?
I've seen say he'd be the main.
Not yet.
Nothing? Okay.
Good.
I do have a conference December 3rd and 4th in Dallas that is on the current card, and then that's it. That's it for the year for me.
Okay.
If you can go through then, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
We just received them, so we're gonna be setting them all up and dispersing and all that good stuff pretty soon.
If need be, if I need a transfer before then, I mean, there's still several weeks. If you want me to cancel that reservation and put it on the new card, just let me know.
Yeah, so that way we don't have to mess with it.
Sure.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay, cool.
So I had a board meeting yesterday with Texas Hotel Lodging Association. Got to talk to Justin a little bit, but two things for the court to know is one, the legislature is not going to let go of this property tax limitation. We probably got another year because it won't be in session next year, but they're trying to limit the amount of revenue year to year that a county can increase its revenue by no more than 1%.
Jeez.
Okay. And they're doing it because Austin tried to push through a 20% increase and they got rejected by their voters. My argument to them is, hey, look, if our voters don't like what we're doing, they'll let us know. Frankly, I don't need Austin to tell us what our budget should be in Brewster County. So get ready for tight budgets if that goes about, because I mean, how do you get 5% raises when you can only increase revenues 1%? And expenses aren't getting any cheaper.
Did that 1% pass?
No, it failed this last legislation.
Oh, okay, but it'll be up
But
next.
because it looks like the same people are gonna be in office next time, it's coming full circle.
And they're also, I've read something, they're looking at increasing more of the exemptions, giving much greater exemptions, so limiting the amount of the valuations that can be done, only doing appraisal increases every 5 years. It could have a serious impact.
Impact on particularly rural counties and small populations.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other thing that we're going to start lobbying the legislature, and start now, is that we're proposing, particularly for small counties, but that the comptroller collect our hot taxes. That be shifted to the comptroller and take the counties out of the collection of county hot tax. And put some more teeth into it. They're much, when the comptroller locks your door, it's pretty serious and they don't mess around. So
Is that kind of putting it on the same playing field as municipalities or with counties? Is that nice?
Yeah.
I haven't heard that.
yeah,
Thanks.
so we're hoping maybe we can get that pushed through as well.
Great.
All right, what else you got?
That's it.
You got two contracts, it looks like,
Yes, sir.
Houstonian.
Yeah, he's only, it's a standard print ad, just the basics in there. All the print stuff that I'm gonna bring to you guys this year for the fiscal 2026 will pretty much be what are called sweetheart deals. The budget committee wants to kind of move away from print. And I agree 100%, but this was basically a half price, full page ad in a really good magazine out of the Houston market. So that's all it is, just a standard print ad, but it is half rate, usually 8,000, it should be 4. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna entertain a motion to approve that.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, the Romies podcast.
Hearing here.
I've been signing a lot of stuff for the Romies. I hope the Romies come through with some good return.
They should, we met them at the Dallas Travel Adventure Show last year. After one of our talks at the stage, they came up to our booth with interest. They had a previous podcast episode where they interviewed another travel journalist that had been to Big Bend multiple times and had really good things to say about it, marketing it as a best national parks to visit during the cold season. So we have them coming out with our weather kind of subsiding and everything. They'll do 5 podcast episodes covering food, locations, activities, culture, history, stuff like that. Releasing in December on Tuesdays in correspondence with hashtag Travel Tuesday. But yeah, we're looking forward to their visit. They're going to integrate those podcasts to be able to put into our website and to our YouTube also, as we're trying to beef up our YouTube channel.
Are they gonna do the podcast from here?
Yes, they're coming to the area.
Set up the radio equipment or the recording equipment?
I'm not too sure if they'll do the exact podcast here. They're gonna, do the tour of the area and stuff, get all their information, and then we'll kind of discuss we'll do a over the phone kind of podcast interview kind of thing like that, or something like that.
Robert, one of the,
They record all the audio while they're here, then they edit it, the actual podcast from their studio. Yeah.
one of the things I'd like to see you to start doing after the first of the year, and you don't have to spend 30 minutes on it, but I'd like for the court, since we got these 2 pretty big screens, about when you come in, bring us samples of advertising that we've done that we can throw up on the screen so the court can see kind of what we're doing.
Sure.
And that, even if it's a 1-minute video clip, that's fine. I don't think we want to sit here and watch 2 hours of video, but something like that, I think it'd be helpful for us to see
Yeah, for
kind
sure.
of what's going out there in print.
Yeah,
And
and absolutely. You want to see it on a USB email to you? Previous, or?
If you'll send it to me, we can get it on the
Okay,
agenda and then have it ready to go.
Sure, I'll get with Leon on that.
And again, just 5 minutes of, hey, here's the Houstonia ad that we just did.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So we can see what.
So you actually see the creative and everything.
Yeah.
Great, for sure. And Adele is working on an actual, we do an annual USB with all of our ads on it. So she's doing that. We'll get that to you first meeting in January after the actual year is over.
Okay. All right, need a motion. Do we approve this, Tony?
We did.
Okay, I need a motion to approve the contract for Romies.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Anything else?
I think that's
All
it.
right. Anything
Thank
else from the court this morning? All right, our next meeting is going to be November, isn't that Thanksgiving somewhere?
27th is Thanksgiving.
That's so the Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
It's the last shopping opportunity I'm gonna have.
So the next meeting is at November 25th, here at this courtroom at 9:30. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor, say